नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार। मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज यानी आर के वी और मैं हूं इस वक्त एडवोकेट प्रदीप नाम्बियार जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
आप सब लोगों को जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
जय सिया राम, हर हर महादेव,
हर हर महादेव।
हमारे सभी दर्शकों को अस्सलाम वालेकुम, गुड इवनिंग, सत श्री अकाल, Shalom, Vanakkam, in Chinese, Ni Hao, in Japanese, Konnichiwa, Pradeep ji.
Habariyako Jambo for viewers from East Africa, South Africa, the continent of Africa, wherever they speak Swahili.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Love the way he says that. Absolutely and truly wonderful. So now, Pradeep
sir, after the Chinese, our viewership in Chinese is among the Chinese public is very good. After that, we got the people from Swahili-speaking people watching us
in Africa, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So, hello Africa. We really love you. I don't know whether you've seen the movie Out of Africa. Really and truly lovely with Robert Redford and Meryl Streep. Really and truly a great movie, absolutely fantastic movie. But then we'll talk about that at some other point of time. At the moment, you know, the amazing thing is that Mr. Modi is now going to be concentrating, that's what I've been told, only on development. विकास के ऊपर उनका पूरा ध्यान केंद्रित रहेगा और इस बार जो विकास की गति रहेगी वो पिछले 10 साल से कोई 10 गुना ज्यादा रहेगी।
बिल्कुल
ऐसा कहा गया है।
यस यस यस। उसके
अलावा अभी चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी की मीटिंग हुई, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर से, कॉमर्स मिनिस्टर से, बाकी सारी मिनिस्ट्री से उनकी मीटिंग हुई। उनको अमरावती के लिए फंड चाहिए, बाकी अपना जो बाकी अलग अलग जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं आंध्र प्रदेश में रुके उसके लिए फंड चाहिए। I believe it was a very mixed kind of a meeting. He was not very happy when he left. So that has led to speculation that Mr. Naidu may or may not continue. That's what I've been told. Anyway, I doubt it very much if there is going to be any upheaval in the government. The government is here to stay. But he's not very happy at what has been offered. So that is one thing that the Prime Minister and everybody else, they have to look out for. And number two, Mr. Nitish Kumar has a major problem. All the bridges in his state are collapsing. हर पुल, हर जगह पे जो भी पुल है वो गिर रहा है नीतीश कुमार जी के यहाँ पे, तो major problem for him. But I hope the rainy season and all that, and these bridges, by the way, were due for repair. But some of them, by the way, have been made fairly recently. 2021 में कोई बनाया, 23 में बनाया।
और कुछ उद्घाटन से पहले।
हाँ, 2 पुल तो ऐसे थे जो उद्घाटन के पहले ही गिर गए।
Swept away.
So I hope. And number two, which affects us, Pradeep जी, कि जरंगे पाटिल साहब ने मीटिंग करी है। जरंगे पाटिल साहब ने पब्लिक रैली में कुछ बोला है जिससे आदरणीय सम्माननीय छगन भुजबल साहब बहुत नाराज हो गए हैं। लिहाजा महाराष्ट्र में एक बार फिर जातिवाद को लेकर के, जातीय जनगणना को लेकर के और आरक्षण को लेकर के हो सकता है कि तनावपूर्ण स्थिति और पैदा हो जाए।
नो, इनफैक्ट जरंगे पाटिल ने शुरू कर दिया है। उन्होंने अपना रैली चालू कर दिया है। ही इज ऑलरेडी, इनफैक्ट एंटायर मूवमेंट चालू हो गया है। 13 जुलाई को बड़ा सवाल लेकर वो एड्रेस करेंगे कि 288 सीट्स वो लड़ेंगे, उबा करनार कि पाड़नार, यानी पार्टनर यानी लोगों को गिरा देंगे या उबा करेंगे। 288 कॉन्फ्रेंस इज गोइंग टू डिसाइड, सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्रूशियल।
बहुत लोगों का फायदा होने वाला है और बहुत ज्यादा
नुकसान भी होने वाला है।
नुकसान होने वाला है। कहने का मतलब क्या? लेट्स आस्क अली दारूवाला साहब। अली दारूवाला साहब इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं फ्रॉम पुणे। दारूवाला साहब नमस्कार।
नमस्कार, गुड इवनिंग, जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम सर, वंदे मातरम। हाउ आर यू सर? So what do you make of this? Darwala Sahab, so what do you make of this new thing that Mr. Jarange Patil has started? He says he's going to put up 288 candidates and he's become very aggressive. On the other hand, the OBC leader, Mr. Lakshman Hake, he has become very aggressive. And on the third hand, Mr. Bhujbal is really and truly very, very angry. He feels that somebody is propping up Jarange Patil to keep attacking him. So the work for Mr. Devendra Fadnavis is really cut out. I mean, very frankly, because ultimately it's only Mr. Devendra Fadnavis who will be able to tackle this situation and resolve it. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, of course. Sir, please go ahead.
No, Rajiv sir, Pradeep sir, you are perfectly right. You are on the point. I say Padnar ka Uba Karnar. see the language, the arrogance, and the main idea of what this reservation was, where it has gone, and it has taken a political U-turn. This is what I was trying to tell you. This is a brainchild of a fox who has been ruling Maharashtra for 30 years only on the basis of destructive politics, decisive politics, and divided politics. And Jarange Patil, sir, he was a very honest and a very just leader till his idea has been hijacked by vested interests and it has been diverted from getting reservation to the Marathas. Rather than getting them reservation, it has been diverted and made it into a political ambit, political vendetta. When Honorable Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis ji knows the only way it can stand is in the court of law, we need to put the papers over there, and that is what Devendra Fadnavis ji is doing properly. And to add to our to our good luck, we have Eknath Shinde ji, who also hails from the Maratha community. I think Eknath Shinde ji, Ajit Pawar, and Devendra Fadnavis, with their high intelligence, will be able to find a proper and amicable solution.
So are you saying that Mr. Jarange Patil is being instigated?
I basically don't agree from.
So are you saying Jarange Patil is being instigated to do this? Is that what you're saying?
Sir, it is, as I said time and again, in last 10 years you see, when 2.5 years of the Uddhav Thackeray government was there, they did not raise this issue. So why is the timing? My question is the timing and not the idea and not the motive. It is only when Devendra Fadnavis ji is in power, each time this Maratha Arakshan and this Mukh Morcha is a timing what I'm questioning and not the integrity of Jarange Patil, sir. And if the timing is matched, then there is no two right about it. There's no two ways as to he has been instigated by certain strata of politicians who are hijacking the noble cause. I am very, very particular of what I'm saying, and that's my personal opinion. The idea has been hijacked and used for a very different motive.
You know, Darwala Sahab, Rahul Gandhi, #1, going to the houses of Shaheed Agniveers. Going to the houses of Shaheed Agniveer, recently Ajay Singh Shaheed, who gave up his life in valor for this country, and suddenly found that certain amount of money has not been given. Now the point is whether it's been given or not given. After Rahul Gandhi goes, the government is upon its feet and tells that yes, around 68 lakhs needs to be paid further, and we are on the process, the work is on. Now, then he went to Hathras also, and he tried to inquire. The people find that he's doing a fine job, he's keeping the government on its feet, and the government has to offer explanations away. Are you panicking where Agniveer is concerned? क्या अग्निवीर में आपको एक भय का माहौल है? आप पैनिक रिएक्शन कर रहे हो? कैसे देखते हो आप दारुवाला साहब?
Sir, Agniveer is a topic which I would not take from a politician and not from Rahul Gandhi at the least. Agniveer, the statement has been made by none other than the Chief of Army Staff, and he has said that Agniveer is a most beautiful, the most competitive and the most transparent hiring system that has been activated. As I told Rajiv sir last time, that this pension thing, what he was mentioning, yeah, pension is not there, it's been abolished as from the Congress time. In Agniveer, nobody has been let out without penny. They are going to be compensated 5 years of training. If they are not recruited, they are used, they have been absorbed by very good agencies in the country, and the compensation, God forbid, if they are Shaheed, they are going to get their money. Yeah, if this particular case which he went, there are some lacunas and he is going to get his compensation over there. Rajiv sir, trust me, Agniveer is a very, very good scheme where people are going to be employed. If not in the army direct involvement, they will be absorbed by very top agencies of the country.
Which top agencies? Ali Daruwala sir, which agencies?
No, they said that certain people, if they are not absorbed in that 4 or 5 years tenure, they will be picked up by good corporate offices for the security purposes and for other things. They are going to be well-trained personnel, sir.
So they will end up as chowkidars, watchmen?
No, not necessarily, sir. That's not the only job of Chowkidar. There are so many things that run in a company, in the intelligence bureau, regarding petroleum. I'll tell you, sir, when the terminal depot we're filling and all is concerned, we have a full department, a total check system where we have very good trained personnels, where petroleum, not a drop of petrol goes out, and it has been entrusted from ex-army men, and these are the people who are making sure the gold revenue of this country is safeguarded, sir.
Well,
Not
it is
Chowkidar,
absolutely
sir.
true what you are saying, that the serving Chief of Army Staff, the serving Chief of the Air Force and the serving Naval Chief have all praised the Agniveer scheme. But General Naravane, the retired Chief of Army Staff, his book has been banned from being published. It's being prevented because you need the government's permission if you have served in a senior position in government. And whatever has leaked out of his book is the chapter on Agniveer and how he had opposed that scheme. And there are a couple of other people, including a retired Chief of Air Force, including a couple of colonels, couple of majors, other people who have said that this Agniveer scheme has undermined the combat capability of the Indian Army. So it is not as if everything is hunky-dory. I can understand if the serving chiefs they support the Agniveer scheme, what else can they say? They can't very well go against the government. So, and if the scheme is so good, why are we looking at tweaking it? Because the recommendation has already come that instead of 4 years, they should serve 7 years in the Indian Army. Ali Darwala sir.
Rajiv sir, one thing I'll tell you, we are not hell-bent as to we have come with it, we are not going to bend, we are not going to listen. If it needs to be debated, if it needs to be bilateral, it has to be discussed threadbare, we will do. If changes need to be brought, the right forum is the parliament where it is being discussed. It is not that it has been implemented and there are going to be no changes. It's not like that, sir. If there are some good changes, and especially if it's coming from your side, it is welcome and I will carry it, and I'm sure your prestigious platform has been viewed by lakhs and crores of people and the voice is going where it has to go. Rajiv sir, this is not the end of anything that has happened.
Ali Darwala sir, my
this
recommendation is this, if you would care to hear it, I'll give it to you in 2 lines. Agniveer should not be restricted the way it is restricted right now. Agniveer, in fact, should consist of universal conscription. Anyone and everyone over the age of 18 should compulsorily have to serve in the Indian Armed Forces for 2.5 years or 2 years or whatever. Every Indian citizen.
Every, sir, I think now what you're saying is
the time has come.
Yes, the time has come.
Because it is only then that people will realize the kind of work that the Indian Armed Forces do, what the sacrifices that they make, and so on and so forth. Universal conscription is the order of the day. After you pass your 12th or whatever, you have to serve for 2 years in the Indian Armed Forces. And if you do that, let me tell you this, that will be the biggest step towards nation building. That's been my contention right from day one. And this should go especially for the children of bureaucrats and ministers and leaders of the opposition and other people. Their children must serve in the Indian Armed Forces for at least 2 years. That's my suggestion, sir.
Sir, as on today, I'll just extend for what you say. As on today, with the high rises, corporate high rises, corporate, alag-alag operations, you require people who are, trained in these particular things.
And tough.
Where security is concerned, firefighting is concerned, mobilization, fight against any kind of system. Now, every tall skyscraper is a country on its own, it's a state on its own. You need trained people, you need people who can combat. You really feel, when we had a fire in our building, that was the time when we realized we need trained people, how to put out the fire, we need trained people to climb 10 floors, we need trained people who are trained in these particular things can be incorporated. And where you got ready-made jobs for these people as on today, with the corporate sector, when Darwala sir was saying, I agree with 100%, the corporate field is up for expansion. You got places for these Agniveers over here at double the salaries and double the emoluments that you can get. I think so, Darwala sir. I really think so.
So, Darwala sahab, should there be universal conscription? Everybody should serve in the armed forces without exception? What do
It
you
was
think?
such a beautiful idea. I did not interrupt when you were saying in Iran, where a lot of my friends Parsis who come from Iran, they were telling us in Iran it is compulsory, and for last 40 years that every youth who is passing out from college has to compulsorily work in the army, in the Iranian army. If they do not do that, they have been arrested and put behind bars. Well, in India, we are not that strict. But your idea is such a welcome idea. Just repeating what Pradeep sir said and Rajiv sir, just if to remind you, when we were in school, in our 8th, 9th and 10th standard, there were three things that was compulsory. One was the RSP, NCC and the Scout. These three things were compulsory, where marching was taught to us and we got marks for it. And there was no option whether we wanted to take it or it was compulsory. So their patriotism, marching in the morning and all that. Now I do not see even this being implemented in the school, except for some SSC board schools in Maharashtra. With my limited knowledge about Maharashtra, this was compulsory. What Rajiv sir is saying is very good idea. And Pradeep sir, as you said, we need trained personnel. And mind you, sir, if they are coming from Agniveer, where the training of the Indian Army has been imparted on them, they will be taken with highest respect, and not like Rajiv sir said, unko watchman or chowkidar, really in disrespect in
No,
that
but all I'm trying
way.
to say, sir,
Because
is
in our
this.
HPCL, I am telling you, Rajiv sir,
Yes.
the respect they have, this personals, and the power they have, they can suspend and blacklist, and even a topmost officer can be arrested if they see any malpractice happening. And these are the ex-army men who are doing this job beautifully, and the oil companies' quarters are in profit because this gold is entrusted with such loyal people.
Sir, all I'm trying to say is that the people of India don't really appreciate what the Indian Army is doing. The bureaucrats, all those people who love putting their signatures on why the Indian Armed Forces should not get a particular piece of equipment. Please understand what I'm saying. Some clerk somewhere in the Defense Ministry and in the Finance Ministry in South Block gets up, writes a note. The Finance Ministry, of course, is in the North Block. Writes a note and says, snow scooters disallowed in Saichen, snow suits disallowed in Saichen, and so on and so forth. I think perhaps when their kids are serving in the Indian Armed Forces, they will take a more positive view of what the Indian Armed Forces need. That's my limited point. I think there should be universal consumption. I think if you could press this point, and I'm reasonably certain, and by the way, this is not my original idea. This original idea has come from the RSS. The first person to present this idea was Rajju Bhaiya himself, Professor Rajendra Singh of the RSS, Sarkar-e-Waha of the RSS, the chief of the RSS. He was the first person to present this idea. Of course, I am honored by the fact that this was given in an interview to me. So, I've been saying this since 1984. So, my point is very simple. Unless and until you have served in a place yourselves, you don't really know what's going on. Of course, there will be corruption. Bureaucrats and ministers and other people, influential people will find ways and means to see to it that their wards or their offspring escape the drought.
Loss actually. If you don't learn this, you don't equip yourself with the latest thing.
You don't know what, Pradeep ji, what they will do is, Pradeep ji, what they'll do is exactly what was happening in the United States of America at the time of the draft. There will be a medical exception will be made, something else will be made. ऐसा कुछ होगा, होने दो, कोई बात नहीं. लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि हर हिंदुस्तानी को फौज में 1 या 2 साल जरूर सर्विस करनी चाहिए. It will make you a better citizen. आप एक अच्छे नागरिक बनेंगे, sir. That's what I think, and that is something that Mr. Modi should come out with right now. And maybe we can now go on to something else.
Sansad, this is what Prime Minister Modi said. Sansad के मर्यादा लांघने का काम गांधी परिवार का इतिहास पुराना है. You have been always disturbing the parliament. And he's quoted that it was Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, जो बात किए, everybody seen how Atal Bihari had to react. जब आप एक opposition leader होके you're accusing the Prime Minister, and Atal ji gave a very proper response to that. And now the same way Rahul Gandhi is provoking Prime Minister Modi, but not allowing him to speak, And as Modi साहब said, संसद की मर्यादा लांघने का गांधी परिवार का इतिहास पुराना है. How true is it, Daulwala साहब?
So I would not go into the history, but what we saw in recent last 2 3 days, like how is he like pushing the member of parliaments like cattle as to please go in the well, shout, "Aage bado, chillao," ye means, sir, it is so unparliamentary, undemocratic. As a leader of opposition, what I would expect out of Rahul Gandhi, and it has gone viral. Each and every one has seen, even you, me, Rajiv sir, that he is instigating people to go in the well, which is not done, to shout, narebaji karo. Like, come on, what is the thing? Where is the beauty of that politicians gone? What we have seen in our life and what we live and what we read in our books. And what is this Rahul Gandhi? Sir, I'm so happy he's become the leader of opposition. He himself in 6 months is going to expose this India alliance so badly, and people will realize that for what a moron and a fool they have voted and sent him in the parliament. He is going to self-expose, as I tell Rajiv sir, Pradeep sir, time and again on your show. If this much time was given and so much tutoring and so much briefing and so much prompting was given to a simple man like me, I would be able to do a better job than Rahul Gandhi.
दरवाला साहब, सेकंड थिंग जो मोदी साहब कह रहे हैं कि काले धन पर वार करेंगे, भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ हम काम करेंगे, ये हमारे लिए एक मिशन है. दिस इज अ मिशन फॉर अस. इसमें चुनावी हार जीत से परे, चुनावी हार जीत से आगे बढ़कर हम काम करते हैं. वी आर नॉट कंसर्न, वी डोंट इक्वेट दिस विद विनिंग और लूजिंग इन इलेक्शन. वी आर लव मोदी व्हेन वी लव प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी व्हेन ही सेज दैट. बट व्हेन टुडे आज रविंद्र वाइकर वाज गिवन अ क्लीन चिट. Now then you know what happens. आपका जो भी आप बोलते हो and people जो आपको दिल से चाहते हैं वो विश्वास में लेते हैं कि मोदी साहब बोल दिया, फिर ग्राउंड रियलिटीज कुछ और होता है. दरवाला साहब, you know this particular case, Ravindra Vaikar, you accused him of all sort of things and suddenly you're given a clean sheet, and this is not the first time it's happening. Continuously it has been happening in Maharashtra. तो you know मोदी जी के फिर बोलना और कतनी करना, that seems to be different. It hurts the people. People, BJP people with self rank and file in Maharashtra feel disturbed. How do you see that?
Yeah, Pradeep sir, on this particular statement of yours, I totally agree to what you're saying. As a person who was accused and we were debating, and on this particular show we have spoken about Nawab Malik ji, we have spoken about Vaikar, we have spoken about Sanjay Raut, we have spoken about Sachin Wajay, Anil Deshmukh ji, we have spoken and we have done n number of debates of airtime, and our valuable time has been spent. And when something like this comes, it is hurting. As a common man, as not a BJP spokesperson, as a common citizen of this country, like a simple man like Rajiv ji, you and me, when something like this comes, we wonder, is it really true? Is it ever going to be a politics of convenience? Do we even need to do that? Our BJP was so comfortable, was very comfortable with Eknath Shinde ji. We were doing an exceptionally good job. We were very comfortable with Ajit ji joining us. Till there it was okay, but I feel now what is going on is total confusion, and it's going to be very difficult. I will not mince with my words. It will be very difficult for us to go and convince people and as to tell them as to why certain things are happening.
Darwala sahab, everyone has got a clean chit. हर एक को clean chit मिल गई है साहब. छगन भुजबल साहब, प्रफुल्ल पटेल साहब, अजीत दादा पवार साहब, कौन सा? सुनील तटकरे, इवन हसन मुशर्रफ साहब इत्मीनान से बैठे हैं, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. हसन मुशर्रफ साहब के खिलाफ तो हाईकोर्ट ने वारंट इशू किया था सर. कहाँ गया वो? मतलब मेरा ये कहना है. और प्रफुल्ल पटेल साहब, I have never seen the ED act with such alacrity. They had attached 181 crores of his property, and suddenly he gets an order, return it right now. Within 2 days, the entire property is returned. After the ED and the CBI have been saying in court that Mr. Prafull Patel has been having business dealings with Mr. Iqbal Mirchi. Of course, Iqbal Memon, or otherwise known as Iqbal Mirchi, is dead. But they said that we have documentation to that effect. And now our friend Mr. Nawab Malik, lives close by from where we are right now, the same gentleman, he was there at the NCP meeting, the NCP leaders meeting at Ajit Dada Pawar Saab's residence, in spite of the fact that Mr. Devendra Fadnavis had written, last time he had written very clearly, listen, don't take this guy in your group. You can't do that. Because this Mahayuti government cannot afford to have this gentleman to be seen with you. He didn't say.
The VHP also opposed. They said, yes. What is happening? You are going to take Nawab Malik inside.
That's right. वो तो भाई नवाब मलिक साहब को हेल्थ रीजंस के लिए उनको बेल मिली हुई है, लेकिन उनके हेल्थ रीजन कोई नहीं है जब वो सेशन अटेंड करते हैं, अजीत दादा पवार गुट के साथ बैठते हैं, अजीत दादा पवार के घर में जाकर के मीटिंग करते हैं। मतलब ये क्या है सर? एक आई एम रीजनेबली सर्टन एनीबडी फ्रॉम द आरएसएस विल आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन। राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ का छोटे से छोटा स्वयंसेवक भी जो होगा वो ये सवाल पूछेगा कि ये क्या हो रहा है। दारूवाला साहब,
इवन दारूवाला साहब विल हैव टफ आंसरिंग दिस क्वेश्चन। वो क्या बोलेंगे? दिल में कुछ और है, जबान पे कुछ और।
नहीं, दारूवाला साहब के जो दिल में वही जबान पे आता है।
This is wrong. You know me very well. As I told Rajiv sir last time, and I'm telling you also, painful. It is really, we need to make the people understand, and they are going to ask us, and we certainly do not have certain answers as to what is this politics of convenience. BJP is comfortable, and we have a certain ideology, and we have done certain debates. That's what I'm trying to tell you over here. Last 3 to 4 years, at the time of COVID, when that bomb was found under the Ambani house, from that point in time, we have been very fiercely doing debates, and I myself have been on channels. I have taken the lead in announcing the arrest of certain peoples, like I would not want to name now. So it becomes difficult, a catch-22 situation for me to explain as of now when you hear such a thing has been surfaced. When it actually comes, the investigating agencies, why it happens, as I say, the law in this country, till it is, the man is found guilty, he should be not punished. Like, means really, like, why when we do a show as to we do not know, we say we will wait till the court verdict has come. But this is painful. People are going to ask us these questions, and it is going to make things reasonably tough for us to answer.
You know, Daruwala Sahab, in this particular issue of Ravindra Vaikar, the Economic Offences Wing has told the Supreme Court that BMC has made a mistake. BMC has made a mistake. The complainant has made a mistake saying that the land belonged to the BMC. And what kind of, I mean, you don't require the numbers actually. आपके पास numbers भी है. Why are you tolerating this? People can see what is there. You cannot fool the people all the time saying that ये mistake हो गया, भुजबल साहब का mistake हो गया, प्रफुल्ल पटेल का mistake हो गया, अजीत पवार का mistake हो गया, सुनील तटकरे का mistake, कितना mistake करेगा दारूवाला साहब?
I am reasonably certain even Mr. Nawab Malik will get a clean chit very shortly. The way things are going, वो भी होने वाला है सर.
You won elections on Prime Minister Modi, and इनको जोड़ने से कौन सा कुछ जाना हो गया आपका, उल्टा नुकसान हो गया. जब से आप इनको जोड़ना शुरू कर दिया, बीजेपी का टैली कम हो गया है.
Sir, from 23 you come down to 9. From 23 you come down to 9. और एक और चीज बता दूं, जहां पे नवाब मलिक साहब की कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है, कुरला जो है और अणुशक्ति नगर जो है, सर वहां पर एक भी वोट नहीं मिला है उज्जवल निकम साहब को. भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कैंडिडेट को हराने में इस जगह का सबसे बड़ा हाथ है, ये भी याद रख लीजिए.
ना बाबा सिद्दीकी की तरफ से कोई वोट आया, ना
नवाब मलिक की तरफ से कोई वोट. लेट्स बी वेरी क्लियर, इन सब लोगों ने वोट दिया है वर्षाताई गायकवाड़ को. अब बोलिए सर आप प्लीज.
करेक्ट. ओवर हियर जनता जनार्दन, जैसा प्रदीप सर कह रहे थे इन हिज ब्यूटीफुल साउथ इंडियन एक्सेंट, कि आप कब तक लोगों को फंसाएंगे. लोग फंसने में से नहीं है.
सर, he has never lived in South India. What do you mean South Indian accent?
No, I'm just on a lighter note, sir. On a lighter note, I'm saying that yes, like he said, people, you cannot go on fooling them. जो आदमी काम करेगा उसको मतदान मिलेगा. जनता जनार्दन को आप ज्यादा दिन नहीं फुला सकते, नहीं फसला सकते. But coming to the integrity of Honorable Prime Minister and Yogi Adityanath, Amit Shah and the Sangh is unquestionable. You cannot raise fingers. I can say at this point in time, when I do not have much to defend in this BJP and this alliance with the three parties as to why this certain thing must have done, I can think it's a larger conspiracy on working on the larger issue. Maybe this is some political adjustments where number one and number two are thinking, and it will come out as to Devendra Fadnavis ji is a very, very simple, honest, hardworking human being. I have seen him work. He works from morning to night. He has a very clean integrity. I'm sure there's a larger thought. Let's hope and wait, sir. Let's do.
Sir, one final question to you. एक आखिरी सवाल.
Honestly, I do not have anything in the defense right now.
सर, एक आखिरी सवाल आपको, छोटा सा सवाल है. बारामती में वो वारकरियों को वो आजकल वो वारकरी यात्रा शुरू हो गई है ना, तो वो उनको वेलकम करने के लिए बहुत बड़ा एक बहुत बड़ा होर्डिंग लगा हुआ है सर बारामती में, शोइंग द एंटायर पवार फैमिली। शरद पवार साहब, सुप्रिया सुले जी और अजीत दादा पवार सब इकट्ठे हैं सर तस्वीर में। तो समथिंग इज हैपनिंग देयर। अजीत दादा पवार वापस जा रहे हैं क्या? पूछ रहा हूँ सर आपसे।
नहीं, दिस इज अबव पॉलिटिक्स। वारकरी एक परिवार अगर किसी को वहाँ पे वेलकम करता है, इट इज अबव पॉलिटिक्स एंड डेफिनेटली नॉट अ मैसेज एज टू हु इज गोइंग वेयर एंड व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। बट इफ यू आस्क मी एज अ बीजेपी हार्डकोर वर्कर, द natural alliance is with Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray. I hope and pray to God, if we get Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray back into our camp, we do not need this filthy arrangements. And if someone can put sense into Uddhavji's mind as to this is really not done, he can always come back and he will be welcome. I'm sure number one and number two are working. And if he would have been with us today, all this small and this unnecessary adjustments would not have happened.
Right, thank you very much, sir. Ali Darwala sir, really appreciate your frankness, your honesty and your sincerity. Thank you very much, sir. And your visit to our office is still due. Darwala
Yeah,
sir,
Rajiv
namaskar.
sir,
And
Pradeep sir,
more and
I
more
think
you look
this
like
is
a Hollywood star now. Hollywood
very
se bahut
difficult
aapka.
question. I think everybody refuses to come when Rajiv sir and Pradeep sir have geared up with such difficult questions for us.
Right, namaskar sir. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Jai
Good night.
Maharashtra, Jai Bhavani,
Jai Maharashtra,
Shiva.
Jai Hind, Vande Mataram,
Vande
Jai
Mataram.
Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram. But really, they really will have to take a decision. They really will have to take a decision. I was just told Dr. Sudhir Dhone is with us. Now I am told